Man, this thing holds a lot of shit. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spiritus. Mahalo, everybody. Big Daddy here, Big Dick Ballistics, coming at you today with the Spiritus Mark III Fanny sack. Now, you know here that we will love sacks at Big Dick Ballistics, but this one's good. I'm all about medical training, stop the bleed, along with your firearms training. It's invaluable for yourself, your loved ones, and the people that you may or may not want to protect. Who knows? But this was brought to me by my friend, Dr. Honeydew, and I saw it on him one day and I said, hey man, that's really cool. I like the idea of a quick detach IFAK, but I don't like it to be constantly attached to me at all times. So this is about, I would say about 8x4, and it holds a lot of stuff. And we're gonna go through everything I have in here, and it's actually dual purpose. It serves another cool role, which I think a lot of EDC people really enjoy. So let's get into it. Naturally, like everything else I have on this earth, I bought it in multicam as well. So it comes just like this in this plastic pouch, which is good for occlusive dressing since we're on the subject of medical, but nothing fancy here, just standard packaging. We'll just go through some of the stuff that I have in mind. Now, you don't have to set it up your way, but again, I don't like to put kit in here and mishmash medical, so there's really not much. But like I said, for stopping the bleed, 110%. So from the outside to the front side, they have these shock cords, which wrap up on the inside, and they're self-contained. They won't fall out. So I have a Sam splint tourniquet on here. Now I like these as opposed to the rats, just because, not the rats, I'm sorry. I like these opposed to the cats, just because of the thicker Velcro and they're easier to manipulate. Now, as far as tourniquets go, I always like to have 4 on me, 1 for each limb. I could live with just my torso as long as I have my balls and cock and, you know, asshole working. That's fine by me. So I always have 4 on me. I think that's very important. Obviously, your tourniquet policy is going to be dictated by your agency, but it's always good to have multiple tourniquets. Inside, I have another tourniquet. All right, this is a soft T wide. That's my agency's issued tourniquet, and I love it so much. Now, these elastic loops on the bottom are really good because they're adjustable. So I can fit this in, and it'll still be nice and compact as a dangler. But if you want to be discreet and not make anybody freak out, you could always put the tourniquet inside. So, of course, I always have Quick Clot, and this is not expired, so that's good. Always check your combat gauze to make sure it's expired. If not, still keep it. It's always good to have, even as a training aid. If you teach on the side and want to show everybody what's in these packages, why not use an expired one? I have H&H compressed gauze. That's really good as well, you know, for making a dressing, so on and so forth. And it's nice and compact and thin. The best thing on the planet, duct tape. North American Rescue used to sell these $1 a piece. You can make them at home, stick a broken pencil in the middle and just wind it up on there. This is awesome for dressings. I'm not a big fan of doing quick fixes out of my IFAK, but if we got to keep going, keep on rucking, doing what we got to do, this will keep us in the fight. Shears, some people are like, oh, well, why don't you have them on the outside? Because they're inside. That's all. That's where I like them. That's fine. 1 piece of Tegaderm. I like these things. EMT's paramedic's best friend, or whatever you are. These serve as nice occlusive dressings. And again, if you have something a little less major than a bleed, you could use it, you know, seal it up. Once you get the bleeding under control, yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, if you have a small injury and you just need a piece of that H&H gauze bandage, as well as this, it's good, keeps everything sterile, dirt out of it. The good old trusted Sharpie. Now, why a Sharpie? Well, people say, oh, you write on their head, whatever. That's the old school way. That's what I've done. I have a couple of tourniquet saves under my belt on duty. And honestly, they were perps. But it's really good to get the reps in the real world and couple of Commanders days, right? So Sharpie, always have them. Keep them away from your kids because the amount of damage that they could do with it's unreversible. Chemlight, I try and keep it like a neutral color, like white, just because green and red are used for EODs and stuff like that, and I don't want to give the wrong impression if I have to throw this. This is more for like linking up and stuff like that. So we have the interior, that big main compartment. It's very nice. We could roll it inside out here. You can see that it's lined, very nice stitching with Cordura nylon. And as I said before, these are self-contained. When Spiritus put the money and effort into making these, they did it right. Very high quality. If you have a panel of stuff like CR123A batteries, you can put this inside as well. Again, it's lined with Velcro. Good loop material that will accept anything, even magazine pouches. It's got a little tab on there, a little ring, so you could put some kind of piece of 550 cord. If you have some keys or your shears that you don't want to lose, you could just drop them and keep working on people. So that's good to go. Now, as far as the outside is concerned, BSI gloves. This is one pack, just inside out. I keep them separate from everything else because, again, I don't want to have to be digging to get my BSI on first. It's the first most important thing, as far as treatment goes, keeping yourself safe. Now, I used to be horrible with BSI. I used to just go in, get blood all over me. But, as you become older and a little wiser, you start to think. So, always good to have them separate in that front pouch. And again, it's got 2 zippers, all right, just like the top of the bag. And this is where I have 2 extra Surefire CR123As. It's very important. And again, I don't like to mix kit, but with something so valuable as that, your flashlight goes out, you don't want to carry 2 lights, just have a set of batteries on you. Very important. Now, as I said before, we have these dangler loops on the bottom. If you want to be discreet, don't want to alarm anybody, and a lot of people nowadays, the mere presence of EMS or law enforcement or anything else for that matter, it gets people all whacked out of their birds. You can take these and you can store them on the inside just by simply pulling them through. So now you just have a standard fanny pack. Also on the outside, there's 2 loops. I put on this cheapo, just beaner. It's not load bearing or anything like that, but it's nice. So on either side, you can see loop. There is plenty of length, as you guys can see right here on this belt. It's awesome. Cordura. I'm honestly not a nerd and I don't give 2 shits what this stuff is made of, but it's the good stuff that I like. So whenever I get a new piece of kit and it comes with good Cordura, I feel it and I'm like, man, this is the stuff I like. It's not flimsy. It's good. I can pull on it. It's not going to break. So I really, truly enjoy this pouch. I got it off SKD Tactical. No sales, no codes or anything like that. It was close to $70, I think. So I bought the 2 of them myself. So nobody sponsored this. Nobody paid for this other than myself. And I've been running this thing now since June of 2022. Now, it's not new by any means. There's other variations out there. They have danglers as well for your plate carrier, or your heavy vest, whatever. But if you're out there and you're going to be carrying a firearm, you need medical on you. At least carry some kind of tourniquet. I'm a huge proponent of Ranger bands. They're just thick rubber bands. They were made from used, bicycle inner tubes and stuff like that, and they do a good job. You could affix them to that belt as well. Tack on more stuff if you want to. Use it to keep whatever's inside together if you want to make little individual trauma packs as well. If you're out in the street and you are carrying a firearm and you do have to use it, be prepared for the post-engagement strategy, the aftermath. You are responsible, especially as an armed civilian. The burden's going to fall on you. You have no legal representation. You're going to have to pay out of pocket. A lot of these liberal states don't accept CCW insurance. They won't even give you a policy if you live in a liberal state, like especially New York, California, New Jersey. So now the cool part. I have a DeSantis fanny pack from 1996. It was my father's. He used to keep his Glock 26 in there for duty use, and it was great. Totally awesome. And I still carry it to this day. It's held up through the test of time. So thank you, DeSantis. But now this is what I've done to make this thing dual purpose. This is a Smith & Wesson 340 PD. It's a Scandium revolver, chambered in 357 Magnum. So it accommodates both 357 and 38 Special. Before we do anything, check that cylinder. Safe, clear, and empty. I'm not going to point the gun at myself, obviously, but we're good to go. So I have this, and I have a DeSantis Pegasus. Now, this is a really good, cheap in the waistband holster. Again, DeSantis doing it right. What I did was, since that's lined with Velcro, is I glued, using Gorilla Glue, 2 hook sides of Velcro on both tabs. And what do I have now? I have CCW when I'm wearing gym shorts. Awesome, totally awesome. I could just take this discreet, hard as nails pack, all right? That's got great fasteners and great stitching on it, all right? It's low profile, low vis, and I could stick it right in here, all right, on an angle that'll enable me to pull it out very easily. And you can see how slim this could get down to. Very slim profile, and bam, right there. So on that angle, I could stage those zippers right where I need to. Right on top, come out, and that's it. So now, I was on Blue Alpha's website the other day. They have a fanny pack with a clip on the inside to do just this. So congrats to Blue Alpha out there. Hopefully I get to review one of those one day. Fanny packs rock. I'm stuck in the 80s and 90s. Like all the other cool kids are out there. You're getting more for your money with this bag than I think a lot of other bags out there. Like I said before, the fasteners, really high quality. They feel like the Spiritus or Ferro Swift clips. They just feel rock solid. Again, you can see the stitching really good on there. If you're using this for CCW, EDC, whatever the case, you could keep a knife in here. You can keep some kind of phone or wallet in the front. But again, it's lightweight. I like to run this thing, whether I have a gun belt on or a gun belt off. And it just works. So guys, remember, keep training. Educate yourselves, your family. Vote the right way. Protect our oldest civil right, the Second Amendment. Without that right, we have no other rights. Again, like, share, comment, subscribe. It's touchy on here on IG and YouTube, so please share with all your friends. Check out BigDickBallistics.com. Check out our merch. Shout out to Drew's girl for making me this cool shirt, this nice Armalite shirt. And remember, always be safe.